global Pan-African empowerment project.
Africa played a crucial role as the cradle of humanity in prehistoric times, serving as the origin of human civilization before eventually merging with the earth, offering a unique and supportive environment for the evolution of humanity. Africa, the second largest continent in the world, boasts an incredible array of natural beauty, including majestic trees that stretch towards the sky, diverse and majestic animal species that roam the savannas and forests, and great civilizations that have been the cradle of humanity for millennia. Its original ancient name, Olkebulan, translates to Mother of Mankind, or the Garden of Eden, reflecting the deep connection that the people of this land have with the natural world. It was fucked up by colonization, slavery, and poaching by the European powers corrupted the continent's Britain, France and Belgium. Those white racists brainwashing our men and rape our women. They were colonized by the white Europeans, the English, the Dutch, and the French, the animal smugglers and poachers butchering our animals and endangering the entire species. They loot our natural resources, oil, minerals, crops, and everything we have left. The African politicians are corrupt bitch-ass losers with no ambitions and visions for the future that fucked up their own country through greed, bribery, extortion, fraud, and blackmail. The African terrorists are killing innocent people and kidnapping our women through chaos and destruction. The people of Africa never see the reality of the situation. One day, they will realize that they are fucking their home and rebuild it. As a Nigerian American, my distinct perspective is complemented by a promising future and a thorough plan that incorporates both realistic and idealistic elements. If we are ready and able, we share our resources with the world, but don't mess with us again or we mess you up back. It's not a threat, it's a warning. In the old days of America, Jim Crow and KKK has destroyed the black man in America for years, and the apartheid in South Africa separated the people of color through results of slavery, religion conversion, and colonization. We Africans are not savages, we are powerful men and women trying to change the world. In 1924, Marcus Garvey wrote a poem proposing a federation of African states, drawing inspiration from medieval empires like Ethiopia, Ghana, Mali, Songhai, Benin, and Kanem. Nigeria-South Africa relations refer to the bilateral relations between Nigeria and South Africa. Both countries are former colonies of the British Empire, and both countries are members of the Commonwealth of Nations and African Union. Nigeria has a High Commission in Pretoria and Consulate General in Johannesburg. South Africa has a High Commission in Abuja. Nigeria played an active role in opposing the apartheid regime of South Africa. Nigeria and South Africa, the two countries in sub-Saharan African region. The relations between the two countries were severed due to competing economic and cultural influence, and various diplomatic disputes including xenophobic riots and violence in South Africa targeting Nigerians. The relations have been described as a love-hate relationship. Nigerians view South Africa's influence positively, while expressing a negative view. It is great to see African nations getting this type of nation-building exposure. We need this type of experience so we can better help each other. I have a plan, solution for fixing those struggling countries. I will bring Black Americans to help Africa and its greatness. We will bring science and technology to those great nations. We will break down the white man's corrupt way of life and revive our glorious culture. We will build temples and shrines to revive our traditional religion which is lost to us for centuries and present in the Americas and Caribbean by rejecting Christianity and Islam because they are the products of slavery and colonialism. Anybody who defies us will pay the consequences of their actions. A new form of government will emerge and lead this great era with the help of our brothers and sisters from the USA, UK, and Canada. I will have an army of people with special skills and abilities. They will protect their countries with the powers of the gods and beasts. Robots will serve the people in civil services, military, medical applications. Technological advancements and scientific achievements such as robotics, chemistry, physics, genetic engineering, mysticism for agriculture, medical, architecture, and military. Malcolm and Martin died for a dream that never came true. This will bring new perspectives to the Pan-African movement and build bridges between Africa and the world. It will be like not Wakanda from the Marvel universe, but a majestic and proud empire for the people. The two African countries will change the world by creating a great civilization without outside interference. This is not like Black Panther, Crosses Plus Nuts or Econ City. This is for our friends and families who died and suffered in this country. This will be the new age of reformation and unity. Nigeria operates as a republic, where the government is appointed by the president. It was called Yorubaland before the British colonized it. Lagos is the most popular and biggest city in Nigeria. Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo are some of the languages spoken there. The food is very diverse and delicious. Afrobeat music and Nollywood movies are the popular mediums in Africa and the world. South Africa is a democracy where people elect government officials to represent them. Johannesburg, South Africa, Zulu and Xhosa are some of the languages spoken there. The food is also diverse, and whites and Indians also live there. Nelson Mandela was once imprisoned here for fighting against apartheid and becoming the president of his country. There are many tribes and diverse animals in South Africa. Few brave men and women with special skills will have the power of the Orishas in Yoruba mythology, the high-ranked super soldiers based on gods and goddesses of Yoruba mythology, Shango, Ogun, Oya, Iemoja. The low-rank foot soldiers are based on creatures of other African folklore such as Yombos, Ads, Aziza, and Jengu. They outrank the military and police in this country and continent. Divine empowerment through fauna energy manipulation and beast force manipulation is a powerful concept that combines science and mysticism to create advanced weaponry and enhanced human capabilities, leading to godlike powers and abilities. It raises important questions about the ethics and consequences of such immense power, and whether it would lead to a loss of humanity in the pursuit of godhood. The fusion of science and mysticism could unlock human potential in extraordinary ways, such as healing, energy manipulation, telekinesis, and altered states of consciousness. The combination of mythical gods and wild animals with science and mysticism could result in diverse and extraordinary capabilities, blurring the lines between humanity and the divine, and between civilization and the untamed forces of nature. It is important to explore the origins of these abilities from ancient legends and the natural world, and to consider the implications of such power for the future. I will establish an all-female special task force inspired by the Dahomey Amazons to safeguard African villages and tribes from external threats because my father and grandma are former police officers. The military soldiers will be equipped with a mix of modern and traditional weapons, including futuristic guns, high-tech rockets, launchers, shields, bows and arrows, spears, and swords. I will introduce genetic engineering, biophysics, robotics, and mysticism to bring stability and well-being to this continent and the people. I will use the powers and abilities of the greatest beasts, animals in the world and give them to young men and women to become warriors of all living things and the world. They will have the abilities of the animals lion, gorilla, rhino, elephant, hawk, eagle, gazelle, and cheetah. They will protect the weak, the strong, the young and the old, the rich, and the poor. They become newer versions of themselves and change the evolutionary line forever. I will have an army of followers to make everything better, and all of that bullshit will disappear in the name of God. To halt theft of natural resources and other items, we need to cut ties with China and Europe. We will replace the rands and nairas with a new currency that is superior to the US dollar and British pound. I am an amalgamation of those legends, drawing motivation from the courage and compassion of Martin Luther King Jr., the unwavering commitment of Malcolm X, the political acumen of Barack Obama, the remarkable perseverance of Nelson Mandela, the judicious leadership of T'Challa, and the fierce determination of Eric Killmonger. My objective is to integrate the finest qualities of these remarkable personalities and leave a lasting impression on society. This is not a comic or movie made by Marvel or DC. This is a reality of our future if we do our way. Our global network of African brothers and sisters in the UK, France, USA, and Canada is determined to make a positive impact on the continent and the world. We will establish a new empire with a system of monarchies, led by kings, queens, princes, and princesses, who will work together towards a common goal of improving the lives of our people. They will punish those who defy me, including friends and family. They will be baptized by the water of my making. I will be their commander, emperor, and high priest to my followers and lead them to a better path for the future. I will teach them to become fighters, thinkers, prophets, and leaders of a new age of peace, discipline, equality, power, pride, and honor. My organization and my philosophical viewpoints will expand in Ghana, Ethiopia, Kenya, Senegal, and Libya and other independent black nations like Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago. It will similar to the Kenyan multinational security force fighting crime and violence in Haiti and the Sahel Alliance of Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso. The east coast of the United States of America will be controlled by Africa. New York will be their main headquarters embassy because famous black people were born there. Nigeria and South Africa were to form a military and cultural alliance without the support of European and American countries, and with the help of African Americans. Ambassadors.it will lead to increased military cooperation between Nigeria and South Africa. They might engage in joint military exercises, share intelligence, and even collaborate on defense industry projects. It will potentially strengthen both countries' military capabilities and enhance their ability to address security challenges in the region. The Cultural Alliance will promote greater cultural exchange between the two countries, fostering mutual understanding and collaboration in areas such as arts, music, literature, and education. This will strengthen the historical and cultural ties between Nigeria and South Africa, as well as with the African American community, fostering a shared sense of identity and solidarity. The alliance might also lead to increased economic collaboration, with the potential for joint infrastructure projects, trade agreements, and investment initiatives. The alliance will contribute to the advancement of Pan-Africanism, promoting the idea of African unity and cooperation. It will inspire other African countries to explore similar forms of collaboration, leading to a more cohesive and integrated African continent. The involvement of the African American community could bring another layer of cultural exchange and solidarity, potentially strengthening the alliance's broader impact. The cultural and social relationship between Nigeria and South Africa is complex and multifaceted, characterized by both collaboration and competition. This shared history of support and solidarity has contributed to the cultural and social bonds between the two nations. Nigeria's influence is seen through its entertainment industry, with Nollywood films and Afrobeat music gaining popularity in South Africa. South African multinational corporations have a significant presence in Nigeria. The relationship between Nigeria and South Africa is crucial for the continent's peace, sustainable development, and regional integration. Both countries are seen as regional powers due to their economic and military capacities, as well as their cultural influence. Nigeria and South Africa share a love-hate relationship that is vital for the continent's future, requiring them to navigate their differences and build on their historical and cultural connections. Ambassadors from Nigeria and South Africa would work together to promote the values and benefits of the alliance to other African countries. They would also engage with African American communities to build stronger cultural ties and foster solidarity. The ambassadors would seek to establish partnerships in various sectors, such as defense, trade, and education, to promote economic growth and stability within the alliance. They would actively work to counter any potential opposition from European and American countries, while also advocating for African representation and self-determination. The ambassadors would strive to create a strong and united front that empowers African nations to assert their independence and influence on the global stage. Nigeria and Africa will become stronger and better than you have ever seen before. We will protect the people and continent of Africa by any means necessary. Africa for the Africans at home and abroad.